Hello everyone and welcome back to Hidden Secrets SMP, and in today's episode we're going to be continuing with our theme that we started last episode of stories of former members, and today we're going to be attempting to finish the Whiskers house. Now before I get right into that, I've got a little bit of an update for you. 2 of the nights in the past week I actually streamed on here with Lack and on my own, and I explored a bunch of ocean monuments, and I actually finally got some sponges. We have a lot of them. Over a stack now of sponges. And what this means is I can now start the process of preparing to build the Guardian farm, which is something I am very much looking forward to being able to do, because I really want to have access to the prismarine blocks. So, I just wanted to share that little update with you guys. So today's episode is another one of those slightly difficult episodes that I don't really look forward to doing, but we have to do. And this one requires a lot more work than last episode. Obviously, last time out we worked on B2's house. All we kind of had to do with that was just tidy it up a little bit, you know, put a few odds and ends around the building itself, and put some flowers down and call it good. A lot more work over here to do with this. This particular house never got finished, really in any way at all. So finishing this is going to be quite the challenge. And this is a story with this one that it's kind of a difficult situation, because this house and the Whiskers, there's a lot less to the story, but at the same time there's a lot more to the story. It's kind of weird depending on the way you look at it. So the Whiskers is a really old member. Looks like we're gonna get a thunderstorm here, fortunately. It's been raining for a long time. It's actually ruining my frame rate too. Maybe I could disable the particles for the rain. Video settings, it would be on details, maybe? Trees, sky, rain and snow. Off. There we go. It's weird that the particles for the rain continue, but I don't think the rain's having that much of an effect, honestly. I think it's just performance is pretty bad in general. Yeah, it's not really having much of an effect, actually. So, yeah, the story of the Whiskers then. So the Whiskers is a really old member. He was one of the members that was here when the server started, but he didn't stay very long. Now, unlike me and B2, me and the Whiskers are not what I would call on good terms at the moment. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. And I don't talk a deal about this because it's very open to interpretation, and things can get said from different people. And, you know, don't get me wrong, the Whiskers is a good guy. He does what he does, and he just has a different way of operating to what I do. And unlike B2, who has been very upfront and honest about her opinions and things like that, and her situation, the Whiskers is a little bit different. The Whiskers is the type of person to not want to offend anybody. So he, at least on Hidden Secrets, I can't speak for anywhere else. For on Hidden Secrets, he decided the best way to approach the situation, because he didn't want to be here, was just to not say anything and try and avoid communication at all costs. But let's go back to the very beginning, and I'll explain how the Whiskers came to be on Hidden Secrets. So, at the time, I've already told this story a little bit through B2's video, but at the time, I was on a public server called Rehab, and the Whiskers owned Rehab. And I was thinking about starting Hidden Secrets here, and I actually approached the Whiskers initially for advice, because it's been a long time since I did anything related to any sort of multiplayer content or anything like that. So I actually took the decision to to get his advice and feedback and run ideas by him, because he had server experience, which was something that I was looking for and I didn't have. So I chose to do that, and he gave me advice, and one thing led to another, and we got on really well at the time. So I offered him a chance to be a part of the server. And initially, because of his background not having content creation before, you know, I had no requirement for him to produce content, and that's the same for members now. There is no requirement to produce content. I encourage it, and the reason I encourage it is because... Are we finally going to stop the rain? No, I don't think so. We just stopped the thunderstorm. There is no requirement now. It's just that I encourage it because everybody has a YouTube background. It makes sense, puts us out there, and I like seeing it, you know, and it forms a documentary of our little server here. So that's why I do it. But for the Whiskers, there was no requirement to do so. However, he decided that he would want to get involved in that side of the server as well, and subsequently he took that up. You know, he produced videos and they're available at his YouTube channel. They're still available as far as I'm aware. Well, he put out 3 episodes, I believe, in the end. Now, the Whiskers was here initially, and then Jog, who we'll talk about probably next episode, he left, and I think that really killed a lot of people's motivation and confidence right off the bat. That's no, you know, ill on Jog. He just didn't feel it was right. And I think the Whiskers was one of those people that was probably more affected, but he just didn't say anything about it. And this is just, you know, I could be talking out my ass here, I don't know. That's looking good. But that's what I would assume is what caused it initially. And the Whiskers was also my partner initially on Hidden Secrets also. So that obviously had its own challenges and things associated with it, and he had his own server to run. And I think all in all, very quickly for him, this server became quite an intense challenge, one that he was probably not prepared for, you know, the amount of work that is involved. And the Whiskers basically disappeared off the face of the earth for a decent portion of time. Could you get in there? I don't think you can. I think you can only stay on the outside. Oh no, look at you with your clever pathfinding. You can't get any of the villagers, but I still try and keep them out where possible. It's really difficult though to do that type of thing. Oh, this has got to be a dark oak for sure. So yeah, I think pretty quickly for him it became too much. And rather than coming to me and saying, hey, Frat, this is a real challenge here, I'm not sure if I can do this, he took the route that some people do and basically buried his head in the sand and said, you know what, I'm not going to upset Frat, I'm just going to sit here and, you know, continue my support and motivation, but not actually get on. And when you're a partner with somebody, that's not really something that you can do, because I need people, I need a support network around me. And this affected me pretty badly because, you know, bear in mind, Jog had left already, and I was really beginning to have some concerns about where Hidden Secrets was going to be going, and the future, at least the immediate future of Hidden Secrets also. So I took that pretty hard when he disappeared, and I kept trying to get in contact with him, and I just couldn't through one reason or another. I could just never get in touch with him, and he completely disappeared, and his projects just basically got left unfinished very, very early on. I mean, the Whiskers left probably, what, 6 months ago now, maybe a bit less. And he left shortly after the time B2 got added. We eventually ended up replacing him as my partner after a little while. And you know, I think the general assumption amongst people is that I don't like him, and that's not correct. I do like him. I actually want to take the time, hopefully one day, to speak to him again, and I would actually like to try and clear things up. Because he's not that bad of a guy. I think he probably just, it was the wrong thing for him. It was the wrong choice. We didn't get that right, and I think things just from there did not go well. You know, he would have been better off doing something else compared to what we had him doing. Yeah, I think even as a member, without the partner stuff, it could have worked. And it just, ultimately, some of it was my fault, I think. Probably a lot of it was my fault. And I made a mess of the situation. And, you know, he was a good friend. He was a pretty good friend. He was always one to listen and be kind and things like that. So don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't not like him because, you know, he's not on Hidden Secrets anymore or whatever. I like all of our former members. They just didn't find it was for them, and that's fine, you know. I have no problems with that. There's not a whole lot to say with the Whiskers, that's the thing, because he is, you know, he's not like B-Squared. He wasn't involved very long, but you can kind of see why I said at the start now, there's a lot of emotion wrapped up in it. And towards the end, when I did try and get in touch with him, the only person that he would speak to was B-Squared, and he actually completely buried his head in the sand because Rehab was struggling as well, and he wasn't sure what to do, and he completely disappeared from the internet for a while. And the only person he would be in touch with is B-Squared through mobile device, whatever that was. And he said some pretty personal stuff, from what I understand, about me. And don't get me wrong, don't go and hate on this guy, because it's not right. Let's not do that. But he said some personal stuff that I don't want to talk about on this video, and that kind of soured things even further. And, you know, I didn't feel that that was very fair and so on. B-Squared ended up getting caught in the middle of this, which was even worse for her. And we never ended up speaking again. I think it was a few days after that that B-Squared asked him on behalf of me if he still wanted to be a part of Hidden Secrets, and he said no, he was never coming back. So we just took that, and I accepted it, and I just basically admitted I was beaten at that point, and just continued to do what I do and focused on other things. And it's a shame, because I think if I'd have done certain things differently, and I think if he had given it more time, he would have been a great addition. He had a lot of confidence. He was a cool dude. A lot of people, you guys, liked him, especially. And he was a personal friend of mine. We did the group Cave-In and things like that together really early on. We were having a good time. And if I'm completely honest with you guys, I actually miss the Whiskers a lot. He's probably, I don't want to compare people, but he's a member that I got to know really well, much like B-Squared, and I miss him. I miss him a lot. You know, there was mistakes made on both sides, and I think we could both admit that, honestly. And it's a shame, because he was a really great guy, and I think I will always miss him. But he will always have a part on our server here, which is why you will see that I'm doing this here today. I'm trying to determine how I really want to do this. I don't think I want to do logs as a staircase. I don't think that really, well, maybe. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this particular staircase here. But yeah, to kind of conclude that, you know, certain things did not work out favorably for us, and I'm not one for drama, so I don't want to talk about it too much more than I already have. But just know that he was a great guy, and I will be always in debt for him, for what he did for Hidden Secrets early on. He did a lot more work than people really realized, and probably even what I realized at the time. So we will always be thankful for that, and hopefully one day maybe I'll get the opportunity to talk to him again and try and clear things up, as I have done with other people. Anyone who wants to try and clear things up, my door is always open to them. Some people have took that opportunity, other people have not. That's just part and parcel of life, I guess, right? Like, you guys will know me and Mondo don't talk anymore extensively, but we rekindled, and, you know, we're friends again now. And, you know, he's a cool dude. And I have time for Mondo. But there are certain people, unfortunately, who haven't took that opportunity, I guess. I mean, I guess for them it's kind of indifferent, really. They don't really... Either they're not aware or they just don't want to. And that's fine. I can understand that. It doesn't mean that I don't miss them, though. So, Whiskers, if you do happen to watch this video, maybe B2 will tell you about it because she will have seen hers. I miss you, buddy. I miss you a lot. And, you know, maybe if you're feeling up to it, I would like to talk to you again at some point. Try and clear things up, alright? So, you know, I really want you guys to, as the viewers, to take away the fact that the Whiskers really was a good guy, and I miss him a lot. You know, there was mistakes made, but who doesn't make mistakes in life, guys? Who doesn't? You know. Whew. Never really relished telling that story. Under here, I'm not really sure what I want to do with this. I don't really like that. I prefer it like this, I think. It's got a bit more to it, you know. Actually, that looks pretty nice. Kind of like a solid wood type thing. We've got an entrance going on here to this deck area. I believe his initial idea was to have like a big deck out front and then have his actual house embedded in the wall. So we're gonna try and take advantage of that. I don't know if we're gonna do it all today because it's a big project to finish this. We've effectively got to build another house, so we'll just see, I guess, with what we can do. But yeah, I mean, I've spent many a time thinking about this situation here, and I've been thinking about this video, and I've been thinking about him, and it really did dawn upon me a couple of weeks ago just how much I miss the guy. I know that might kind of sound sad, but, you know, you miss your friends, right? Especially friends that you haven't seen in a long time. So, that's kind of my reason for that, I guess. So let's make ourselves some spruce fences. I kind of want to get this deck finished first, and if we can do that, then that's a start. Maybe that will call it good for today's episode. This might actually be a multi-parter that we finish this particular one in. Might do some off-camera work on it too. Let's move this here. I have an axe. I don't know what I'm doing this for. Oh, and I'm one short. Of course I'd be one short. For the deck here, I'm not sure what I want to do. I almost kind of want to do the daylight sensor thing, because I feel like that might kind of look nice, although I may just do glowstone with trapdoors. Let's see what we're looking like underneath too. How are we looking down here? Might want to put some birch fences underneath, although that does kind of look too similar. So I might do the more spruce again. Might look kind of nice. Oh no. No. Not liking that. What if I did this? How would that look? Doesn't really work over here, does it? Guess we're just going to stick with fences for that, maybe. Maybe I'll put some slabs below that, kind of cap the whole thing off. So we've gotten the basics of this started. This is going to be kind of where, so yeah, let's knock this out. This is where the basics of this is going to go, and then this is sort of the deck area. I might bring this one further back, or maybe even two further back, if we kind of replicate what he did here. Maybe just up to right here, possibly. And just the reason for that is so that we can gouge this out. Looks like I'm currently out of the slabs. So I need to make a few more of those. Oh, I've got slabs actually, never mind. Never mind. Oops. Sometimes the slabs place like that and I don't know why. It's annoying though. So yeah, next episode we'll probably be finishing this. I've still got the story of Jog to tell, but the story of Jog is a very, very short story. There's not a whole lot to say on that. I could probably do that story in 5 minutes. My main project around where his house is over there is just to finish the area around it, much like B-Squared's. That's all that really needed to be done. So, if we're going to talk about where his house is going to be, I think this is probably as wide as we're going to go. And I hope you guys have found these videos interesting. And I've chose to do it in this format because I thought you guys would find it interesting. Maybe we'll put another post up here. I like that. No. Let's make this out of spruce. Sprucey spruce. I don't know why I'm saying spruce like I'm saying spruce, but I'm saying spruce. And why don't we incorporate some more dark oak? Maybe like that? No, don't like that. The Whiskers always loved big glass windows, so maybe we should kind of honour that and make him a big glass window out this way. Can I have this going on? How am I feeling on this at the moment? I'm feeling like it's a little bit on the, you know, there's no depth. There's nothing really interesting to this, so I'm gonna give it some depth. Then maybe right here we could have some flower beds or something. And a nice shrub growing up the front of his house or something like that. That might look kind of cool. There we go. We can kind of continue what we've got going on here now a little bit easier. Yeah. Then this here is going to be where his entrance is at. Maybe we'll put the door right up in here. Have another nice inset wall. Yeah, something a bit like that might look nice. Let's tear this out. Oops. Gonna need a new axe again soon. Goodness. See what we can implement here as well. Just in terms of design. In terms of doors, I kind of feel like you would have either a birch or a dark oak door. One of the two. And that would be nicely inset like that. I'll put some birch in here. There we go. And I think it will definitely have multiple floors. We'll maybe have like another balcony up there and a second floor. I definitely feel like that would be something he would have. So, do we have any more dark oak wood? I do. I have another 2 stacks. Excuse my voice, guys. It is beginning to go a little bit. I've been doing a lot of talking the past few days, as you may imagine, from all the streaming and stuff I've been doing. So, but I did want to do this. So maybe we'll make the house 5 high. Ooh, I didn't even think about doing that. I should try that here in a little moment. So yeah, I'm gonna go up one more. This is where the divide is gonna be. So I'm going to continue these pillars like this, and I'm going to run cobblestone temporarily around the top. We could do this. I didn't even think about that. How does that look up in here? Very nice, actually. Probably going to move this up to match. Just taking a sip of water there. Clear my throat. Alright, so let me go up here. Drop that in. See what we're looking like. Ah. Not bad, not bad at all. And I could drop it down again if I wanted to. Let's make ourselves some more walls here. Kind of finish that bit off. I do kind of prefer the window being 3 high. Not sure what colour window we're going to go with yet. I might go with some nice grey stained glass. Oops. Give us a little bit of that action for the door. Maybe I'll actually make it a bit higher for the door. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so starting to get a little bit of a grip on this now and what we're doing here. For this, I'm gonna probably do a similar sort of thing. And for this section over here, I'm not really too sure what I'm going to do either. Maybe a nice waterfall in this area would look good. Kind of have like some cobble. There's even a pool down there. Convenient. Yeah, why don't we carve out this mountain a little bit here. Sorry about the silence there, I'm not sure what that was about. But yeah, like a nice little pool might be kind of cool. He always used to like to fish, so I think he might like that. I remember Whiskers being here like it was yesterday. And honestly, I know that sounds a bit cliche, but it doesn't seem that long ago since he was here. Sorry for the jumping, but there we go. I didn't want to go up a single block higher. It's too much work, apparently. So yeah, this is kind of what I want to try and do, is just kind of carve this out a little bit. Not too much, don't need to carve too much out, but a little bit. Let's knock this out. Yeah, we'll leave that there actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to probably make this wall too high at the moment. So yeah, we've kind of carved out an area there, and I'll be able to add like a nice little pool in here. Something a little bit different. Can knock this down. Maybe in places I'll have like these walls again. Could either do walls or fences might look nicer. Maybe we'll get some dark oak fence, because I have a bunch of that I want to use up too. I'm just kind of doing this impromptu style because I don't really know what he wanted, nor do I know his building style or skill, so yeah, I can go straight into the wall. Mobs can kind of pathfind here. Just fill that in. There we go. I may actually move this post just an extra block along. Up to this here. Was there a spruce fence down here? Yeah. There we go. Kind of do that, and we can replace this with a birch. There's a wall. There we go. So that's the start of that. So in here I want to get some dirt. And I could either plant some flowers or I could do some crops or something like that out front. I'm going to do the same thing here. Yeah, that looks nice. This here might be the edge of his house. But yeah, the idea is I'm going to have a second balcony up here that sort of juts out around the front, and then maybe a room back there possibly that will house his bed and things like that. So yeah, we'll fill that in. Okay, so in here I have been using spruce. So we'll continue that theme. There we go. I'm liking that. I'm liking that already. Place that there. We're gonna have some lights or something go on. Out here I'm probably gonna put a grill and things like that. Probably can't really do anything with fire, but we could definitely build a grill similar to the one I have down there. My inventory is getting pretty full, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. Don't want to lose a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I'm thinking the room is we're gonna have a room to the left here, a room that sort of stretches around this way. That'll probably be his living space. This will be the kitchen, and then there'll be a bedroom upstairs, and that'll kind of be the plan for the whole build, pretty much. There's a little bit of work, as I say, involved in this particular house, so you know, I'm actually changing my mind here with that. I'm gonna do it like this instead. So yeah, balcony for this one, I'm trying to determine now if I want to have, yeah, I want it to be at the same level. And this is where we will stand. I can kind of fill this in. It's not forced to say solid blocks, but this will give us an idea for now of what we're looking at. The fence there may cause us some trouble, so I'm gonna kind of fill this in, I guess. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Then up here I'm probably gonna do more spruce fences, something like that. And we'll be able to connect in then directly. Be able to have a nice view of spawn. Fill that in. Yeah, I definitely see this taking shape. probably going to work on this a little bit off camera before next episode and kind of get the main structure of things finished, and then probably next episode we will work on refining and completing the build, you know, kind of get the rooms furnished and stuff like that. But I actually think now is probably a good time to end off the episode here. Probably a bit shorter than usual, but I feel like we're now reaching a stage where I need to do a bunch of off-camera work. So next episode we will continue this build and hopefully finish it. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you next time. So until then, see you later and have a good day.